States of Men.
Alright, this is another episode of The State of Men. You're wondering what I'm laughing at my phone? Someone sent me a text to say, how do I handle a beautiful female boss that is onto me? And I'm wondering, a female boss, not just a female boss, a beautiful female boss. Now, today on The State of Men, I want us to consider this topic closely. We'll look at it from all sides, from every angle possible. And then I'll also be reading your feedbacks as you send them to us. But to go further into this discussion, I have two gentlemen who will help me look at all the angles of how to handle a beautiful female boss who is onto you. Now, join me as I introduce my guests.
States of Men.
Welcome to The State of Men, Mr. T.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to The State of Men today.
Thank you.
Pose, Joe Oroja. I love to call you Pose. Now, you heard me introduce the topic, how to handle a beautiful female boss. Now, she's not just beautiful, she's not just your boss, but she's onto you. You're not the one who is making the move, she's onto you. Now, let's start from Joe. What's your opinion on this very interesting topic?
All right. Thank you for having me on The State of Men.
Yeah.
This is actually a man's problem I'm actually dealing with today. And from his reaction, it means he's under a lot of pressure.
Yes.
And I'm just trying to put myself in his shoes. And what comes to my mind is probably he's caught in a fix on what to do,
Yes.
how to handle himself, and what not to do.
Now, let me paint a picture. Now, this is his boss. Now, he's been desperate for a job for a while, and he just got this juicy job paying very well. Now, he's caught between this boss that is onto him and having to go start afresh in the job market or in the search for a job. So, he doesn't want to lose the job, but he doesn't want to say yes to this very attractive boss of his.
Is he attracted to the boss?
No, he's
That's
not.
another question.
The boss is the one attracted to him and wanting him.
And he's
Now, it
running away.
brings to mind the story of Joseph in the Bible.
And the
Yes,
Potiphar's wife.
Potiphar's wife was attractive. So Joseph may not have been the one making the move. But if Potiphar's wife wants you, she wants you.
You know why I'm particular about getting to understand what's going on is I'm trying to put myself in his shoes.
Yes.
If I have a beautiful boss, because he said his boss is beautiful,
Very
it means
beautiful.
he has acknowledged the fact that she's
She's
beautiful.
beautiful, yeah.
Which means there may be something inside of him that is actually resonating between them.
All right.
And he is just trying to hold himself from misbehaving. You understand? Because he has admitted his boss is beautiful.
Beautiful.
No,
That
but,
means he has taken a second look.
but if the boss is beautiful, that is a quality she has, which is a fact that
Yeah.
he has noticed. So he might actually notice her that she's beautiful for the fact that she's beautiful and not because he's interested in her in any way.
Okay, but because they say a man is attracted by what he sees. Now, every man in his position will see that she is beautiful. But now the issue is, should he say yes to her advances? What are the consequences of saying yes to her advances, and what are the consequences of saying no to her advances?
So, like he said, he was
Yeah.
trying to put he was trying to put himself in the guy's shoe.
Yeah.
Now I'm also putting myself in the guy's shoe. Two things will have to occur for
Alright.
me. So if she's beautiful, like I will acknowledge that
Yeah.
she's beautiful, and then if she's young, and then if she's somebody who is not older than me, or even if she's older than me, but she'll be like I can see that maybe we can get to settle down. But I think I'm going to give it a shot. Like
I
give
see
it a
that
shot.
you're-
But the problem will come if it's somewhere like maybe she's an older person, far older, and then maybe is that kind of relationship that would be like a sugar boy and a sugar mommy. sort of
sugar
thing. Then
boy.
I think I will need to reconsider.
Sugar boy.
I see you're considering, both of you are up to, or as at now, are considering the relationship part of it. Are we not considering the financial implication of this transaction, so
You know,
to say?
that's why I said I'll come in two parts. That first answer was just one part.
All right.
But I think I'll let Paul say something before I say the second part.
You see, when it comes to workplace relationships and workplace flings and workplace crazy things that go on there,
Yeah.
we have to be very careful,
Okay.
especially when you're dealing with your boss, because you need to know the precedence of how she has dealt with people. Because if she just wants, in quote and unquote, a one-night stand with him, she can be done with him and throw him out. You understand?
Yes.
And if she's the type that wants something serious, she can want to have something to do with him and then control his life. You
Deep.
understand?
That's deep.
So it's very dicey. And if the guy is also somebody who likes to play, he can want to use the boss to get fringe benefits. You understand?
Yeah.
So this is all encompassing. You understand? So it's something we need to sit down, pick it one at a time, and then slice it.
Mr. T, that's really deep. What's your opinion on
Yes,
that?
I think saying that he has kind of a
Now
little bit
you're having a
defeated my
second
second point. But also looking at, because you say we should look at the financial implications of it, and you will find out that, like you say, okay, for example, with somebody who has been looking for a job and then he finally gets the job,
Yeah.
and then the boss is on it. Now, the moral thing to do will be, just like you said, workplace relationship sometimes can be very messy and all that, and then getting involved with your boss, I don't think it would be morally right. But then for somebody who has been looking for a job, now the reason why he's looking for a job is to get a better life, and then if he does his homework well and sees that the boss can maybe provide him with that better life, which means it's going to be there's going to be job security, and as well you say fringe benefit like all those
Travels.
5 years and all those kind of allowances, then he might take it. Then he can take it, and looking at that, because at the end of the day, you only want a good life for yourself, and sometimes you look at other ways that you can be able to, like people will say, whatever you do to make your life comfortable, make money, as long as you're not going out of your way to hurt other people's feelings or bodily harm or anything like that, then it's free to go ahead.
All right, and I'm also considering a situation where he is the star boy today, and then another cute employee shows up, and Madame turns her attention. Now, before we go on, let's read a comment from. We posted this topic and people sent in their very interesting comments. Now, Mr. Anelka Jackson, says, if the feeling is mutual, I'm shooting my shot to kill, straight up. If the feeling is mutual, let's go there. Now, how do you get this feeling to be mutual? Now, this is somebody, you just resumed your work and you don't even understand what the environment is. Just like he said, what's the precedence to this kind of behavior in this office? Could it be that the last person who left before you got employed said yes or said no?
But he hasn't been the only employee in that place.
So
The company.
probably he's the new star boy. There should be an old star boy who just retired, probably lost his job or got a demotion for him to be employed.
Like Mr. Jackson has said, he will shoot his shot.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that have not been said about this boss. You understand?
Yes.
Because every young man who is unmarried would want to get married. You understand? And there's nothing wrong in getting married to your boss.
Wow.
You become the boss later because you're the man. You understand?
All right.
And I don't believe that immediately he starts work, the boss is just going to jump on him.
Okay.
There should be this form of getting to know each other over time.
All right.
You understand? I'm reacting to what Mr. Jackson has said.
Yeah.
And then they will have to look at the compatibility issues and see if it will work. Because again, dating your boss sometimes can make you usurp authority in the office. And if you are not careful, it could even affect productivity. Yeah, so it's still very dicey. You understand? It takes a very high level of maturity to handle those kind of relationships. Because I think in 2017 we had a talk with a HR specialist and we're trying to set up rules for the office. And we were like, no dating in this office. And the HR specialist now kicked it off the table. He said, no, you cannot pause people's life because they're working in this environment. So we had to make it a bit flexible. Okay, if you start dating and it's public, one of you will have to leave. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's these things happen in the office, and you know most of the time it's the other way around where the men are coming after the ladies.
Ladies, yes.
You understand?
And which is the angle that, which is why I brought you in as my guest, because having consulted for several businesses,
Yes.
and having to dwell at the premises and consult for a while, I wanted you to bring that opinion of somebody who has interacted with both the high and the low, has been the middle person between the high and the low. Just like you said, while consulting for several businesses, you find that you're interacting with the staff,
Yeah.
and then you're also interacting with the bosses. Now you find that there's this particular set of people that Madam is picking interest in. So Madam tells you, pay close attention to this file. Look at this, consider this guy closely, or pay close attention, or make sure that we find something to, I want to do away with this particular file. Just find something against this person, let's throw him out. So now, how do you handle, as a consultant in the business space, how do you handle a situation where a client comes to say, I have done my job, everything I did right, but because of what Madam said the other time that I said no to, now Madam wants to fire me, or Madam is looking for a way to throw me out? How do you handle that at the level of a business consultant?
Let me use an example. I think there was this lady, she shared a story with me. She said she went in for a job interview, she had aced everything, and then when she got into the final interaction with the owner of the company, the guy told her straight that you have to sleep with me or you're not getting the job.
Wow, straight up.
And he said, see that lady you met in front, she slept with me, she got the job. She pointed to like 3 people working in the organization as is like a norm.
Wow.
And she had to just walk out of the offer because she was not ready for that.
For that, yeah.
Like I said, it all depends on whether this lady in question is married or not.
No.
If she's married, ethically we won't accept that because that would be extramarital affair, which I would not condone.
Yes.
But if she's unmarried and like he said, she's much younger, he's older, and he can consider a relationship, quoting there's nothing wrong with being diplomatic. You understand?
Diplomacy, yes.
Yeah, because you are good at the job, which means the company needs you. It's just left for you to handle the pressures properly. These pressures sometimes could be really demanding.
Yeah.
But trust me, your umbilical cord was not buried in the office.
Oh, yes.
If you cannot handle it, you move out.
If you cannot handle
You
it,
understand?
you move out.
Because again, it's a personal thing.
Yes.
There are some people that give them the opportunity, whether the person is married or not, they will shoot their shot.
Just like
You understand? And just like Mr. Jackson said,
Shoot his
and
shot.
life goes on.
Our life moves on.
And they walk and they are walking, their madam is happy, they are happy. The work is going on.
All right, let's bring it home. Let's forget about this person who sent in the story and whatever comments that followed it. Mr. T,
What happened?
be straight up with me. What will you do if your boss, your beautiful boss, your very attractive boss is onto you? Now, we will not tell anybody. Just tell us. We're just
But I've
two of
said
us here.
it. But
No, just tell us.
Just
Just
tell
tell
us.
us.
But
Just tell us.
I've said it.
Okay, say it again.
Okay, I will repeat it. If she's a young person,
Okay.
unmarried,
Mhm.
and I feel she's young, okay, good for the movement.
Yes, for moving the ministry to the public side.
I am going to acquiesce myself with her thoughts, with her
You're
intention.
using English to confuse us. Just tell us straight. You will do it if she's young and
Yes,
and-
she's young, single, unmarried, yeah.
young, single, and unmarried. All right,
and then she's beautiful, yeah.
no, we have acknowledged the fact that
yeah,
she's beautiful.
Then I think.
All right, so pause.
We are going to move ahead.
Back to you. Forget you're a consultant. Forget the consultancy matter. Now, you are now in an office.
Okay.
Now your beautiful boss is onto you. What will you do?
Can I answer this question in two?
No, you're supposed to answer it in one way.
Answer it in the middle.
I should stay.
No, not even in the middle. just
Instead of
one way.
staying going left and right, stay in the middle and answer it. Let's hear you.
Let me be frank. What I think I will do, I'll manage the situation, and then I'll work with my own personal convictions.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because if I'm not comfortable to do stuff with my boss, I don't think nobody will force me to do it.
So you're willing to walk away. Will
Why?
you be willing to walk away and start
Of
afresh?
course, of
Knowing
course.
that jobs are very difficult to come by in Nigeria. 20.9 million Nigerians are jobless. You don't want to increase that number. Are you sure?
You want to be 20.91 million.
No, it's 20.8.
Okay, reduce one out of it. All right, now, to wrap this up, we cannot overemphasize or deny the fact that these are issues that pop up every now and then in one organization or the other. Now, we may have laughed about it and joked about it, but there are real life situations that people get to face every now and then and make a decision out of it. What would be your candid advice to someone in this kind of position, having to, because we live in a society where we preach morals in certain areas and we say okay to certain things, and because we basically, just like you said, there's a statistics of people who are unemployed, and so you find yourself getting these juicy offers, and then all these juicy offers come with certain strenuous conditions, and you're always tempted to make a decision out of it. What is your candid advice from the side of a business consultant and from the side of someone who works in an environment where it could be possible? I'm not saying it's possible in your office. I'm not even sure. I'm even suspecting him. All right, so let's start from you, but pause.
Okay, what I would say is everybody should have their own principles, what you live by, things that guide your decision-making process.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe there's a right or wrong approach to a situation like this. Because what will work for me may not work for, what work for A won't work for B. You understand?
Yeah.
Because somebody might decide to shoot the shot and still get fired. Somebody might decide not to shoot the shot and still get fired. You understand? So I can't categorically, in quotes, you know, in SCDC, I can't categorically come up and say, do it this way. But I think everybody should have principles that guide whatever decision-making processes they're going to take. Because apart from the fact that it has to do with having your boss being onto you, it could be as simple as somebody brings a deal to your table which compromises what you believe in. You understand? That may not look, it may look like taking a 50,000, 100,000 and going scot-free. It's the same thing.
So basically, everybody should have principles that guide your lives. So that when faced with certain situation, you let those principles take those decisions for you.
Yes.
So you already know what to do even before they arrive.
Yeah,
So-
but sometimes we also have to know that sometimes it's very difficult to keep to your principles.
Okay.
Yeah, because there will be other external factors that are so visible, so pushing that they might want to make you reconsider your principles to begin with. So I can just give you an example for just a few instances how your principles could be so difficult. So for example, we know that a lot of people have compromised in this kind of situation.
Yeah.
Both women, the ladies compromising to fall for their male bosses, and then the male staff compromising to fall for their female bosses because other conditions, external conditions that will make them, such as they're hungry, lack of jobs, they don't know when next they'll have a job and they really need this, and then some people want promotions in the offices. Then you can compromise all of these things. Other examples could be that we know the case of this Naira Marley when they sang a song in support of Yahoo Boys and all of that with Zlatan Ibile. And a lot of people came out to bash these guys that why will you be supporting fraud? So it means that you're a fraudster yourself. But at one time, Zlatan came out and said he's going to give out 1 million naira to somebody, and people kept waiting. So including those people who were criticizing the Yahoo and fraud something, and then he said, I'm going to give out this money around 3 a.m. People stayed awake till 3 a.m. Later he changed his mind and said, no, people are sleeping, I'll do it by 6 a.m. Those people who were awake the previous night stayed awake till 6 a.m. So there are people that probably have principles that will say, I won't be involved in fraud, I don't want to have to do anything with person fraud. But then when somebody says, I'm giving out 1 million, and then they think about the poverty state that they find themselves in, like, I'm going to do it. So in this kind of situation, sometimes your principles might not be just enough to take you through.
Now I'm stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea. hold on to my principles to guide me, but my principles may not be enough.
You know, the thing about having principles is the fact that it puts you in a position where you already have a choice.
Okay.
You understand?
So
Because
you walk into every situation with a plan B.
with a plan, so that when you have to take a plan B, you know that this one has overpowered
Powered
you.
you. Okay.
You understand? Because a typical example, it's one of the offices I worked in. There was just this thing about the boss wanting to have his way with all the ladies, and then I was part of the managerial team, and it always came to my table. And then I cannot confront my boss. This is if he wants to knock everybody there, what is my own issue? I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
But the thing I later realized is he was just going around all the ladies. So if, for instance, the lady who came and maybe told me about it had fallen victim to him, what would we have said about that? Because
All
again,
right.
these are things that happen on a day-to-day account.
Yes,
You
it does.
understand?
It does happen a lot.
You get.
Well, as scary as this sounds, I'm stuck between both of you, and I think our viewers also will make a choice. Now, it was really nice having the two sides of the coin on the same table. It was really nice having you, Mr. T.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
coming from that angle. And Pose, Joseph Oroja, thanks for bringing in your candid and more professional advice into the conversation. Now, viewers or those of you watching or listening to us, the choice is yours, but let's not end this conversation here. Go to our comment section and let's hear what you have to say about this very interesting topic. And who knows, maybe somebody who can, going through your comments, can make a decision. These two gentlemen have put us between the devil and the deep blue sea. But just like I would say, the choice is always yours. No external factor, nobody on the outside can make your choices for you. My very interesting friend Samuel L. Jackson once said, being a young man is making decisions and facing the consequences. When you consider the consequences of your decision, whether now or in the nearest future, it will guide you in making whatever decision you want to make now. It has been The State of Men, and I remain your host, Quest Ahundu. See you on our very next interesting episode. You can also send your comments on what other topic you want us to discuss. It's bye for now.
The states of men.